Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the McBowens. Right here you have Miss Eli. So today I have an interesting topic that is very close to my heart. It's about mental health, mental disorder. So today I have a guest with me, so we'll be going through around about it, discussing mental health as a whole. My guest is Apostle Morris. Apostle Morris, thank you for honoring our invite, and please do introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, and thanks to the viewers all over the world, and thank you for hosting me. My name is Apostle Morris. I'm a pastor under CGIM, being led by Prophet Ethan Branson, and I'm an entrepreneur. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Apostle Morris. So I think you know about the topic. It's about mental health, mental disorder. As we know, there's a lot that is happening around. So normally when a person says, my mental health is important, like there are some things that I don't want to involve myself in, it will be like, my mental health is first. What does it mean? What is mental health?
Okay, thank you so much for the time and the opportunity. So we're going to be talking about mental health, right? So mental health, it is a state whereby a person is able to copy or comprehend the stress that they are facing, be able to live with the stress that they are facing. So in mental health, there are many topics that we can talk about. Like, for example, what causes mental disorder? And if we talk about mental disorder, it is a condition that affects the mood of the person, that affects the thinking of the person, and that affects the behavior of a person. And a lot of people today, you discover that they are failing to control their minds because of the things that are happening in their environment that causes them to have what is called mental disorder. So if a person has a mental disorder, it is based on the things that person think about. And what causes a person to think about something, it is based on what they have seen, what they have heard, and what is happening in their environment, based on if people are treated good or are treated bad. So if you are treated bad in a particular environment, or if you had something that has affected you, it might cause you to have what is called mental disorder. And when we say it affects the mood, you discover that the person was okay, everything was good about the person until the person had something. And when the person had something, that person, it even changed the mood of the person. You find out that people are now calling you are rude, and they don't even know where all that is coming from. Okay. So a person can just change. You know him as a person that is nice, a person that is loving, but all of a sudden you are seeing the person is now moody, doesn't want to talk to people anymore, and people will be thinking that this person has pride, or she thinks she's better than us. But yet it is not that she is better or that she has pride, but it is because of that she is experiencing what is called mental disorder. And a lot of people with mental disorder, these are people that goes through something alone without anybody they can talk to. That will end up now causing depression. So in mental disorder, it affects your behavior, how you behave, how you do things around with people around you. You find out that people used to know you like this, you used to do things like this, but your behavior has changed. You are now rude. You want to start doing things that are bad. You are doing things that people don't even like. You no longer care about yourself. You're only doing it because you are angry or because you are frustrated. So mental disorder, it causes mostly depression. And what result to depression, it is because of that. You might find out that we have many people today in this generation, in this dispensation, that are going through a lot in their families, in their churches, in their workplaces, in their relationships. But when they come to a point whereby they need somebody to talk to, they don't find a person to talk to. Feeling that if I can express my feelings, if I can open up to this person will judge me based on what is happening in my life. Then you find out that a person is going under depression. A person is suffering, and the person is suffering alone. When you see the person is even smiling. How are you? I'm good. But at the end of the day, you hear that somebody killed himself. Why? It is because of that there is nobody that they can talk to. They feel like they can talk to someone, but if they can look at their environment, people that are around them, these are people that gossips. These are people that have been judging them. These are people that are not even willing to help. So it's not that mental illness, it affects those who does not have money only, but even those who have money. There are many artists today that have died because of that.
Yeah, that's true.
There are many great people today that have killed themselves. And you ask yourself, why? This person was happy, this person was smiling. This thing, it might not affect your physical appearance at once or your character at once. But it will start by building up in the mind, because that is why it is called mental health or mental illness. So it builds up itself in the inside before it appears on the outside. Mental disorder, it is more like pregnancy.
Okay.
You might find out that a person can be pregnant 1 month, 2 months. No matter how much the woman can feel some pains, the child will not come out because it is not yet time. So you discover that when the months continue, the child is growing up, the affection is growing up in the mind, is building itself up bit by bit. You will start saying that I can handle this thing. I'll be able to control myself. I'll be able to get back to myself. But not knowing that the thing is like pregnancy, it is growing slowly but surely. And when it reaches its highest range, it gets to a point whereby when the woman is now giving birth, they experience what is called labor pains. And when they experience labor pains, when it comes to mental illness, this is the time whereby people are now thinking of death, suicidal. They are thinking of, it's better I end my life because of the pain that I'm facing. There is nobody who is there for me. At least when a woman is giving birth, there is what is called a maidservant, right?
Yeah.
So the maidservant is there to usher out the baby. But when it comes to those with mental illness or mental health, you'll find out that there is no maidservant that is there to help them to usher the situation out of their lives.
Wow, thank you so much. You've been saying some insightful things and you're very powerful. So based on what you were saying, I grabbed a few things. You were saying it starts in the mind.
Yes.
So if something starts in the mind, meaning that one should have a positive mind, but how can one have a positive mind and avoid such mental disorders, stress, depression? Because like you were saying, just like a pregnancy takes 9 months, it takes the affectionate of a mother to have that bond with a child. So how does one, or how can one be able to avoid such depression or whatnot? Is it possible to, yes, some they don't want to speak out, some are afraid.
Yes.
So those that want to speak out, how can they reach out to people that are like, okay, they sick with this person, if I can reach out, they've been through the same thing or similar thing, maybe they can help me. How can one approach, or how can one have a positive mindset, or like you said, it's spiritual. How can one be able to be in a place where they are able to fight this spiritual battle?
Thank you so much for the question. It is so powerful.
Okay.
So here is the thing that you need to understand before I can answer the question is, this topic is called mental health, right?
Right.
Hashtag mental disorder. So the first thing that you need to understand is what is a mental and what is healthy. Because these are two words that are combined together to make one word. So when we talk about mental, we are talking of a mind. And we need to know what really a mind is and what really affects the mind and how to get out from the state of the mind. So when we talk of the mind, we are talking of something that processes every information in your body. For you to feel pain or to feel that there is something that is happening, you feel it because the veins have registered the information in the brain. I don't know if you're getting this.
I am.
So here's the thing. the mind, it is the system of a human, more like a computer.
Okay.
A computer has a mind called a CPU, which is called a central processing unit.
Yes.
So the mind is the one that processes everything that enters through the eyes and through the ears.
That's true.
And that enters by feeling. So here's the thing now that you need to understand and that you need to get very well.
Okay.
That for you to be able to overcome mental illness or mental disorder is you need to be aware and be very careful of what you process with your mind.
Okay.
Because sometimes you get to a point where you need to open up to somebody, but there is no one you can open to. That's why many people kill themselves.
Yeah.
You find out that the reason why you are experiencing mental illness is because of the person next to you.
Yes.
And you can't open up to that person because that person was the only person you trusted. But in as much as you trusted that person is the one that is now causing you to have that illness. So being in control of your mind, it helps you to overcome mental illness.
Okay.
It makes you to overcome depression. Because depression, mental illness is caused by overthinking.
Yeah.
If you look at your life, you are promised that things are going to work out. You are promised that will give you this and that. But in as much as you are promised, when it comes to a time where they are supposed to fulfill what they've promised for you, then they don't fulfill. And at that time, maybe the person that has promised you something is your only hope. Or maybe let's say it is something that is of life and death. That when the person does not help you, you are dying. So here's the thing. When you get to that state in life whereby a person can promise you something, and you must be that person whereby you say you don't need to expect much from people.
Okay.
Because us expecting much from people, that's what has affected many people to have mental illness and mental disorder.
Okay.
You'll find out, for example, there was this great artist that I'll not mention name because of privacy.
Okay.
So the man was looking happy. He had money, he had a beautiful wife, he had beautiful children, and he was doing well in the music industry.
That's true.
But all of a sudden, nobody kills him. He wakes up and he says that till we meet again, he goes, he kills himself. And people now are beginning to ask, is it other artists that caused him to do what he did? Is it the wife that caused him to do what he did? So now you realize that this is a man that has been battling or that has been bottling something within himself, that he has been failing to release it out, or he has been trying to speak out, but there is no voice that is there to respond to him. So the only way to overcome this is very simple, but yet too complicated. Firstly, find a man that you trust. When you get a person that you trust, be open to that person.
Okay.
But as you are being open to that person, know for sure that that person might be there for you only 20%, not even 50%. Because most people in this time or in this generation, they love to hear things that are happening in your life.
Yeah.
And they do as if they're gonna help, but yet they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So sometimes you'll be expecting somebody to stand and help you in the condition that you are in, but no one is there willing to help you. They're just there to hear what is going on. You go to a person, you tell him, I'm going through this, you know, there is something that I want to tell you about. And the person is like, yeah, I'm here, talk to me, I'll help you.
Yeah.
But now when you're opening up to the person has the ability to help you. But because it is you, and because of that, there are some small things that they want to do with what they have, they end up not helping you. So in opening up to people, what you need to understand is that most people, I can say they are selfish or they are self-full. They consider themselves before they consider somebody in a situation. So it is very important that no matter how much you can talk to people, firstly, control your thinking. Try to find ways on how to get out of the condition that you are in. For mostly these days, we are so blessed and so lucky to have social media. like YouTube. Some of you, you'll be watching this, that's the broadcast, or you'll be watching this video. You'll find out that you were battling something, but you had nobody to talk to. And yet the only answers that you were looking for were the answers that are in this video. So it is more important that you find solutions for yourself. Go on social media, research about it. A cell phone is not only for communication, but it's for reaching out information on how to overcome what you're going through.
So my brother, I have the last question for you.
Okay.
So how can one know they're depressed? How can one know that they are really depressed?
Okay. So how can one know that they're depressed? All right, thank you so much. For one to know that they are depressed, it is more difficult for people to know that they're depressed, but there are signs that shows that you're depressed, which many people don't take serious, or they take it as something normal, or they take it as if they are growing up and they are changing the way they behave or the way they think. The first sign for you to know that you are depressed, it will start by isolating you, whereby you start to feel like you no longer want to be around people. You no longer feel like, you now feel like, whenever a person can talk about something, when it is allied or when it is similar to what once offended you, you would think that the person is actually talking about you. Yet the person is not even talking about you. So you get to a point where you realize that everything now it offends you. Even though you try to cover it up with a smile, but the fact that it once affected you and it caused your mind to begin to develop mental illness, it starts to continue to build up on top of the foundation that is already laid. So maybe you used to do activities like sports, you used to jog, you used to gym, you used to eat so much. You realize that it even changes your diet. You realize that you no longer want to go to gym. You realize that you no longer want to do some activities that you used to do. You become that kind of a person whereby you feel like you are alone in the world. You feel like nobody is there for you. Because whenever you go through depression, most of the times when you need people, in the times when you need them, they don't show up. And you feel like indeed you are lost, or you feel like this is the end of the world, or you feel like this is the end of me. Why? Because of that, you are going through depression that isolates you. So when you're isolated, people no longer know you, or people no longer communicate with you. And the time you need something, you go and reach out to people, and people are now used to not talking to you. And the time you reach out to them, they no longer respond to you. And you will think that maybe people don't love you, but it is a sign that proves that you have depression. So by you having those signs, make sure that you quickly seek for help before it affects you and causes you to die, because it will kill you. You will kill yourself. And the painful part about it is that you would think that you are ending pain, yet you are actually ending your life. You, by killing yourself, wherever you're watching from, you by killing yourself, it is not the end of pain, but it is the beginning of pain, sorrow, and bitterness. Because remember, above all, even if you might say that I want to kill myself, I want to finish myself, you are not actually finishing the pain, but you're actually finishing yourself. And you realize that whosoever kills themselves, when it comes to the Bible, these are people that do not inherit the kingdom of God. So imagine you were in the world, you were going through something, and there was nobody that was there for you. Then you kill yourself. Then after killing yourself, when you go now, you feel like now God does not love you, because you find yourself in hell again. So it's very important you seek for help when you see that you're starting to be isolated. Small things, they offend you. You no longer do some activities. So start exercising, start making yourself to be busy. Keep your mind busy. It will help you from mental illness as well. If you're always busy in some activities, go work, go and jog, go and gym, go and do some certain activities. Try to entertain yourself, and you will see it will be easy for you to overcome it.
Thank you so much for being my guest. So powerful and so profound.
Wow.
I'm glad I learned. I'm sure as the viewers out there, they have learned something today and they know something about mental health, which is very important. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and if you have more questions, drop your questions below and we'll answer. Hopefully Apostle Morris as well will be able to answer you back on our page. So if you want to follow Apostle Morris, you can follow him on Facebook. He has a page, Apostle Morris Ethan's Ministries. On Instagram it's Morris Dube. So thank you so much, guys. Bye.